Who's ready to grow a beard? I don't know why I sound more like a pirate than I do a dwarf right now. Your whore doodly dee, do what you want cause a dwarf is free. And then if I click this, we should still be good. Welcome to Dwarf for after a month I have internet again, so I can become yay! Streaming is for fun times. How are you doing, Steven? Hello, Sandhills Bell with the very confused rabbit. Hopefully everyone has been, you know what? I'm just gonna switch out the battery now. I already see that the battery's below half on what I have in the headset. Let me just switch this out now. But hopefully everyone has had a good Corona existence, or we cannot go back to the, what is the term called when it's like nostalgia, to like the cherry blossoms of yore. We cannot go back to when we were naive and thinking that countries around the world weren't going to generate viruses that are going to just slowly kill off everyone. Yeah, no, it is coming to the end of the school semester. I have 2 more weeks. Well, I say 2 more weeks. I half am done with school, half have 2 more weeks. 1 teacher, 1 class gone, another class essentially gone. Next Thursday, I have a final. I don't have class. The teacher is giving us the final, which is he's putting it on the website, and then we have 1 week to download it, answer it, and re-upload it. So I have a final that I don't get to start till next Thursday. That's due to Thursday after that. 1 class, no more of that class. 1 class that I have to turn in a 6-page report on Thursday or Tuesday, one of the 2 days. And then the week after that to turn in a 9-page report. And then I have a group project due on, no, it's Wednesday and Wednesday for the 6 and 9. On Thursday, I have a group project. So I don't have classes to attend much, but I do still have 1 final, 1 6-page report, 1 9-page report, and 1 group project. This week I had to turn in a 6-page, a 1-page, a little over 1, but still 6-page, a 1-page, and we had to do a group project, which luckily, thankfully now, and 100% definitely not being sarcastic, the greatest thing happened. Like the day before, my group got together while I was sleeping, and then just all unanimously voted to change what the project was. Huzzah! Nothing like waking up being like, I got text messages. Hey guys, what do you think about this? Yeah, we'll change the project to this other thing. We'll do this. I'll grab this question, you grab this question, you grab this question. And I guess strategist gets the remaining question. Cool, let me just go find a bush. Give me a sec. As soon as I go find that bush, I'll just go fuck myself behind it. Fantastic. Oh my God. The thing that got me though, the thing that was like real salty sketchy about it is the option 1, we had to do 2 companies. We had to discuss 2 companies, and there was 4 questions. The first question, which is the one they always had me do, was someone has to do I'm forgetting the word right now, an abstract. You had to write down the information given to you and basically condense it into like the key points, like what happened. Don't fluff it up. Just give me the gist of what happened. And then there were 3 other questions. Option 2, you got to choose your own companies, but then you had to do research and stuff. He didn't give you the information, so you couldn't abstract it. So it doesn't have question 1 anymore, which means what used to be question 2, 3, and 4 became question 1, 2, and 3. My old question 1 was removed, so they gave me the new question 1. But in my head, there's someone who'd been doing question 2 the whole time. So why aren't they doing question 1 now? Because it's the same question. It's, oh, well, you always do question 1. No, I always do the question where I have to write an abstract. I do the most verbiage on our reports doing the abstract. Question 1 is actually question 2. You understand this, right? So whatever, I ended up having to do someone else's question 2, and then they moved on to the new question 3, and then someone split question 4 or something weird. I don't know. But then what made it even worse is it was all about like getting information. The old question 2, new question 1 was like, oh, go to third-party sources and get, or not even third-party, but like get information on the companies, like just what are their finances and stuff like. So we did Trader Joe's and Whole Foods Market. So I had to talk about the financial information of Trader Joe's and Whole Foods Market. Whole Foods Market did a merger with Amazon in 2017. There is no more 10K on them, like, which by the way was my thought, not other people's. Whoever did question 2 before kept going, like grabbing weird things, like off of, this is what Forbes said about their finances, and this is what someone said about their finances. And my thought was, why don't I just grab their 10Ks? You know, the legally required financial documents they submit to the government. That was my primary thought. The funny thing is, Whole Foods doesn't exist anymore, technically. Everyone hears Whole Foods, but they're part of Amazon. So anything for their finances is wholly subsumed by Amazon. So I can only do reports up to 2017. And then Trader Joe's is privately owned. So anything about their finances is just made up nonsense because no one can legally hold them to it because they're not a publicly traded company. So not only did I get someone else's question 2, but question 2 is technically wholly unanswerable. So most of my answers was, over half of my talking time was me explaining why I didn't have more to talk about. Not all in one go, mind you. I was bouncing back and forth, presenting it as presentably as I could, but it was a clusterfuck. I don't even know why my group did it. Made no sense. 5 tests for history, 4 assignments for developmental psych, and a bunch of homework for statistics. Oh my God, I remember when I did statistics class, my teacher did not like me. Well, I say that, I'm lying. I'm sorry. That was too much. I assume the teacher enjoyed my presence, not that she didn't like me. But the problem is I oversimplified all the math, because the statistics that we were covering for the majority of the class was like what I consider dice statistics. What, like everything had equal probabilities, and it was like, it would be like, oh, what are the chances of, you know, getting a triple nat 20, but like complicated. It's like, what are the chances of, you know, this thing that has 4 possibilities, and this one that has 200 possibilities, and this one that has like 300 possibilities, so on and so forth. Like, it was bigger numbers, but essentially a die. It didn't matter how many sides the die had, it had a die. So they would use this complicated math, and I kept pointing out, I'm like, well, you don't need to do that. Just add up the minimum and the maximum and divide by 2. Well, what do you mean? You know, well, all your probabilities are from like 1 to the number. It's not like there's 5 options, 1, 3, 5, 7. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of the times it'd be in numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they had a thing where you take each number and multiply it by the percentage of the die or the probability that number could be, and you do something else. And every time I literally just wrote it out as I took the max and the minimum, added it together and divided by 2. I go, because it's a die. I'm like, this is how anyone who plays D&D calculates averages. I have to roll a D20. My average roll is 10 and a half. It's 21 divided by 2. That's the average rolls, 10 and a half. And she would routinely question me on it. She'd be like, well, you got the right answer. But this isn't what we're discussing in class. This isn't the formula we discussed. To which my reply was, well, the question doesn't say use this formula. It just says, what is the answer to this question? So as long as your questions say, what is the answer? I'm going to give you an answer using this math, not that crazy math. Because why do I need to do that crazy math? That's still hate the math. So the teacher didn't hate me. That was too extreme a statement. But we had disagreements, we'll say. Me and the teacher had disagreements as to how easy math is, or how easy math can be. Because really, why would you make probability on a dice any more harder than it needs to be, which is none. It doesn't need to be hard at all. There were... What are we doing this out of again? Obsidian? It's been a few weeks, so bear with me while I try to remember what's going on. Why is K not giving me my button? There we go. It is obsidian. Build construction floor. There were other things that weren't wholly math, but like it'd be like, okay, well, you're gonna hit a balloon and it could be like red, blue, or green or things like that. So for those type of situations, yeah, I would have to use like maybe more convoluted math to explain what the hell I was doing. But even with that, it still boiled down to is I just compared it to a dice of the appropriate choices and then did things off of that. I was just like, here you go. This is what it is. What are you talking about? Your choices are blue, green, or red. Yeah, I know. 1, 2, or 3. Well, no, they're not 1, 2, or 3. They're blue, green, or red. Yeah, okay. So they're 1, 2, or 3. Whatever word you decide to give it doesn't change the fact that at the end of the day, I'm going to attribute 3 with green, 2 with red, and 1 with blue, or whatever the hell it was. I think I ended up getting an A in that class. But that one was mostly because, particularly near the end, the finals for our math teachers aren't given by the math teachers. They're given by the department. So the department has to ask questions along the lines of what would work with all the different teachers' teaching styles, i.e., they could not ask a question to say, show, like using this method. Because using that method may be unfair to one class, I guess, if their math teacher didn't teach them that method effectively. So all their questions were, what is the answer? So I just did it. The cocaine tower. I kind of like statistics. Though to be fair, what I'm talking about right now was more probability when you think about it. But that's kind of what the class was. It was really weird. I don't know. But yeah, no, life goes on. However, after this next week and a half, 2 weeks, somewhere in that range, I will be able to start streaming and recording properly again without classwork taking up my time. Because here's the goofy thing, like realistically, if you were to take what I had for work, particularly if I was taking entire days off as I was to get the work done, really shouldn't take that long. And I admit this, but boy, do I have an attention span / motivation issue. If they would just let me answer these things as I would like to answer them, then I could probably get everything done in like half of a day, or could have, because I've done most of it by now. But the problem is I would do it and it wouldn't be like the right answer. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be an answer I was happy with, but I look at it and be like, that's not what they're asking for. So I'd scrap what I did and then like try to redo the whole thing. And after like the second time, it's just like, well, I got to do this again, but God, do I really not want to do this again? All right, let's try to tweak this again. Really, that always takes the most amount of time for me in any class, is not even coming up with the answer, but coming up with the answer that I know the teacher wants. For instance, the 9-page report, we had to, why did the audio program crash? The 9-page report, we had to submit 2 pages of it already as an outline. So I did. And that one is for business policy and public something. I always forget the 4th word. But basically, it's how do businesses work in public? How do they work with the government? How do they work with communities? How do they work with societies and stuff like that? So my topic was to point out how, particularly because the teacher says the businesses are evil for everything, my idea was to point out how really what the issue is whenever companies are evil and all that good jazz is that government and companies are playing 2 different games. There's 2 different competitions going on. Both of them had the same goal, but they achieve it 2 different ways. And this is the outline example I started with, which is that government really wants to do nothing. Everyone in government wants to get reelected, so they want to piss off the least amount of people. Like they can saber rattle and say all the extreme stuff to try to get elected, but at the end of the day, they can't in 5 years have something they voted for be held against them. So routinely, they always try to muddle all the laws and stuff. They try to make everything about as average as possible because they don't want to piss off people because they want to get reelected. But companies need to actively beat other companies. So they need to do extreme things to beat each other. So my outline basically went into how because there's a difference in goals, the government will do a law thinking it makes sense, but then there'll be a loophole in the law that the companies will use and or that they lobbied for, that they'll use to do an extreme. So they're going two different ways. And because they're going two different ways, this is where you have issues in business policy and how things can be bad for communities. That was what I was going with. A teacher came back, it's like, oh yeah, I like the idea, but all of this doesn't make sense. That's what the teacher said. The teacher's like, nobody's playing games. Businesses and politicians, they're not playing games. We haven't talked anything about games in our class, so don't talk about that. And it's, well, of course you haven't brought up games. It's not really a game. No, there's not a company or a politician going, Yahtzee! I increased taxes by 4%. Yahtzee! Like, no, it's not really a game. But I was trying to compare it to rules in a game because everyone's just trying to win. But the teacher didn't really like that idea, so I can't go with that now. Which, like, legit is going to more than double the amount of time it's going to take me to write the 9-page paper. Because I know what I want to write. I know how I think of it. Now I have to think of the entire paper to not compare it to a game. To not compare it to rules. And then it's draining. It is draining. Legit, every day that I dedicate to just doing dishes, or not to, I'm sorry, I jumped to just doing homework. Like by the end of it, I just don't care about anything so much. I don't even have the motivation to do dishes that night. I'm just like, no, I don't care. I don't care. I'm done caring. The dishes not being clean this evening does not bother me. And I don't give a fuck if it bothers someone else. I'm just done. It's not my fault I hate having humans work for me. If only you had a teacher that allowed you to compare everything to Dwarf Fortress. Right? Oh my God. But that's kind of it. They're like 100%. Every time I end up with a teacher that allows me to do to their topic what I do to Dwarf Fortress, Thea 2, D&D, every time I have a teacher that allows me to actually explore the topic, I can do their work no problem. It doesn't drain me at all. It's not like a weight on my freaking sanity. But every time the teacher, by the way, is not bad. He's a good teacher. It's not like if he's an evil, you know, how dare he not understand the right way. It's just some teachers don't understand what I'm putting down. Difference of generations, difference of upbringing, I guess. But every time there's a teacher where if I say something they don't quite understand it, it causes my work to be so much more pain. Like the teacher is a good teacher, like even to such a point that whenever we have conversations, he's just basically made the assumption that I'm going to take an opposition stance to whatever he's saying. So he just lets people talk first, and he's like, all right. Instead of being like, all right, we need people to discuss and debate this, he just lets everyone say whatever they want to agree with him, and then he lets me oppose. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a good teacher. He's not like, oh, how dare you keep saying something opposite me. He just works with it. But he's just not picking up what I'm putting down. He's just not. Can't hate him for it, but God, can I be annoyed by it. Yeah, no, I have the business class, which is essentially an English class. Like, it is for the management degree, but we're discussing how businesses and their policies look in public. It's an English class. It's like every other English class I've had at this school, where you discuss what happened, and then, you know, why is this bad for society? I don't know. I kind of half don't care. But all right, it's essentially an English class, but it's business English. I think it's like the last English style class I have to do. Social studies, is that the better term for it? I consider English and social studies to be the same thing because of this college. I'll call it a social studies class. I think it's the last one of those that I have to do. Other class that I am doing is, what is it called? I just remember the numbers, but what is the class actually called? Did I write it down on the phone, or did I just write down the numbers? I just wrote down the numbers. Supply chain management. I don't know. I don't think our classes are actually called. It's using math. It's using math to predict what businesses could do. Oh, he's already done. Sweet. Is this? Uh-oh. GoXLR program's not working. What happened to GoXLR program? Oh, because I had the control panel up, not the other panel. No volume control, no voice changers until this program runs. Oh, that's right, it checked for update. Why didn't you fucking install? It's downloading an update. We'll have to wait on that. So I'll have to do this in my old and the old announcing voice. The NPC Atoller, the Mine King, has created a granite bed. He claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor, Tobolrak Machines. Justice Sweetness, a granite bed worth 6,000 dwarf bucks. This is a granite bed. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with oval granite cabicons and encircled with bands of round granite cabicons. This object menaces with spikes of yak bone. On the item is an image of an long eight-sided prism in granite. The item is an image of an eight-sided prism. What does that even mean? What is eight-sided long? I get eight-sided prism. What is an eight-sided long eight-sided prism? GoXLR is still installing. Launched yet. Oh, hold on, chat. The GoXLR program is running, and it, for some reason, half maximizes and takes up the entire screen. I'm guessing you can still hear me. I'm hoping you can still hear me. Are you good, GoXLR? Are you ready to get out of my way?
Test.
All right, we're up. Good evening. Hope you're doing okay. I'm muted because video call. That's fine, Tachulu. Bedtime, be right back. Gotta set something for tomorrow's stream. Message deleted to Chulu. So we have a granite bed. That's decent. And Bai Wei Yi and Coca-Cola have gotten married. Congratulations. I need like a little happy marriage song. Dwarf beard. Alcoholic booze. Fertilized. All right, I don't think we need that many turkeys. Fuck it, we'll let all the turkeys hatch and we'll be good. ZXB. Yes, all right, everyone has beds. Have I had a chance to play with the interrogation and investigation system? Yes, but no. I believe it's supposed to be doing more. No one does anything. So I haven't really had a need for it. And I tried doing an interrogation for an assault and nothing happened from it. So I've had the chance to play around with it. Have I been able to successfully play around with it is a completely different story. Now, if I remember, just now as I'm remembering, that we have way down below run a needle right between a cave, mystically, and gotten it all the way down to magma and or obsidian. And by and or obsidian, I mean adamantine, not obsidian. I don't know why I uttered the word obsidian. So if we can get our cave over to the obsidian, there's a chance, not obsidian, adamantine, there's a chance we can mine it. So I'm going to attempt to do so. And we'll see how well this goes. I'm gonna make it too wide in the off chance that we get some cancellations. That way we can go around them. Streamlabs needs to update. Have you had a chance to play around? Oh, your Streamlabs needs to update. Ho, 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 ho. I have a sneaking suspicion that we are not going to be able to get the adamantine. I think it is wholly encased in semi-molten rock. At least that one at this level. I suspect we won't be able to get back here. You can't mine that. I think there was a glitch where you could channel through it, but even then I feel like that's gonna be a pain, because from up above it doesn't register as semi-molten or something like that, if that is the glitch I remember. So I know there's a way to channel all the way into the hidden fun stuff, like you can go even through Slade, so I think you can get through semi-molten. You did, in fact, shout yourself out, Steven. Thank you for doing so, because I definitely would have forgotten. Because you said you're streaming again tomorrow, right? Why don't you lay out some of your plans? You're gonna do some more wrestling? You gonna wrestle them bears? All right. Up here, I'm going to do a pathway over, just because I don't want to keep getting canceled by the "it's too hot" alerts. And then we'll go down and try to have at the adamantine. Yes, that is the plan. Nice. No, like I said, holy shit. I'm kind of like legit filled with apprehension at the idea of having to do a 6 and a 9-page report. I'm like goofy things. Like, I get what they're supposed to teach you, so I understand why it's a prerequisite, but at the end of the day, I really don't care. Like, not that I don't care about the subject matter, but it's like write a essay about automation. That's not the right topic. I'd have to look up the topic to remember it, but that's like one of them is essentially like write an essay on automation is what one of the choices were. And oh my god. Not the bear wrestling part, but streaming tomorrow. No, you said that's the plan. If I go on and you are not doing an IRL stream where you're wrestling a bear in Canada, I know how you're getting to Canada, but you better be in Canada, because that's the place where you wrestle bears. You have to get your ass to Canada and start wrestling them Canada bears.
No migrants.
And if it's one of the ones where they like bred together, we have like a grizzly and a polar that become a growler, all the better. I think it is safe for me to go down over here. I will name a character after you who will be the bear wrestler. My psych teacher canceled our final project, thankfully. That's good. Not every teacher is like I don't even know, I'm fucking talking to school. Not every teacher has adapted to doing things online correctly, which is kind of a shame, particularly if the schools, the schools don't want to let you, like, they don't give you the option to back out of the class or anything like that because they want their money. But then, like, the teachers aren't updating to the situation, so it's like, oh, so my education gets to suffer. Good, fantastic, 10 out of 10. I'm gonna do that one as an upstair. and then do this as a channel. So I can see the admin scene better. See if I can just floor that up before something comes and kills me. So this one maybe kind of might be able to hit the admin team. Perhaps. We're gonna get a bunch of alerts during it. Oh, we found hot stone. Like, if you can see it, they shouldn't give you the alert anymore, I think. This is the same teacher allowed me to do a final project on psychology dwarves and how the personalities have effects on the game last semester. Oh, that's good. Yeah, no, my final is going to be on using Excel for the class that has a final. It's going to be on near as I can tell. It's going to be using on how to use Excel to predict business trends. I mean, that's not quite the way the teacher is wording it, at least not for all the things he's saying. But that, as far as I'm aware, that's basically the purpose of it. And in which case, I mean, it's Excel. It's just Excel. I feel like I've had a bunch of classes whose whole premise of the class has been how to use Excel. And the funny thing is, having, been in the military, I can tell you something. Anything and everything you ever learn in training for your job is wrong. It is always 100% of the time going to be wrong. What's going to happen is, no matter what, you're going to get to your place of business and they're going to have the way they do it. Even if the way that business does it is out of date, there is always going to be this is how we do it here, this is how we like it. So I find it kind of weird that I've had so many classes that's whole premise has been, here's how to use Excel to do this, here's how to use Excel to do that, when none of it is just directly, here's how to learn how to use Excel. You know what I'm saying? Like none of the classes have been, here is how we're going to give you the skills and habits required to be able to learn something about Excel if you don't know it already, which would be the skill to be able to use for the companies. But every one of these classes, like, oh, here, we're going to do this and you're going to follow along with me and then just do the same thing I did so you can learn how this math problem works. And it's like, it's going to be a different math problem. As soon as I get to any place of employment, it's going to be a different math problem. So why am I learning this? It's not even like why are we learning these things in school type of situation. It's why am I learning this problem? This problem does not help me. This particular conglomeration of problems does not help me, because I'm more than likely going to end up at a company where they don't use that problem. They're going to use some variation of that problem, and it's going to have a key difference that they're going to want to make sure I understand. In other words, I'm just going to learn the math that I need to know from the company. I'll do it. Don't get me wrong. I do it. I do it with gusto, because I'm not going to let someone else in the class be better at the Excel portion than me. But the idea still kind of bothers me. And it's just like, this never works. This type of teaching never works. This is never used by the businesses. It's like the communications people. When I was in Patriot, we have the ECS, the Engagement Control System, the AMG, the Antenna Mass Group, the EPP, the Electronic Power Plant, or something like the Energy Power Plant. I forget what the E was. I want to say Electronic Power Plant. The radar, and I think those are the four bigs. EPP, AMG, ECS, radar. You have a bunch of launchers, but yeah, those are the four big ones. Because the AMG has radios on it, it is a communication vehicle. So what we would routinely get out of AIT, we wouldn't get Patriot people, we'd get communications people. The guy who set up the radios to talk across the country and so you can talk to command and things like that. But that's not the type of antenna we use. We use directed antennas that beam directly at each other. We don't use omnidirectionals. So they would always, they'd always show up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I'm here to do things. And we'd bring him over to the AMG and we'd point out the truck. And we'd be like, that's your truck. And you're like, the fuck is that? That's your job for the rest of your life, is this truck. They would get salty. They would get a little salty, and I'm not sure I blame them. They'd be like, no, this isn't what I learned. And we point out to this, like, this one radio, this one little radio on the truck, and be like, well, this radio runs this, so this is what you do now. Now, if I've learned from our previous things, this is curving in, but why isn't that one curving in? Is that possibly hollow, but that one's not? Doesn't matter. It wouldn't be a straw, so should be mineable. Because if that is a straw, then I have released a video on YouTube that is grossly wrong. Would you be able to drop enough water on that lava to get more Hey, Eldritch. Would you be able to drop enough water on that lava to get more adamantine? No. I mean, not easily. It's underneath multiple Z levels. It would be possible. It would be possible in the long run to do that. I'm just going to keep doing the method that we discussed and learned and that we did in the YouTube video. And I'm now going to smooth the two on the bottom, because if I smooth this one, it'll connect to that one. So I'm going to smooth these two and see if that bends in. If that bends in, we're good to go. If it doesn't, we have to stop. I don't know why this one didn't bend in, though. Is it because there was lava there diagonally? No, you have to smooth the other one or this doesn't work. Come back. Come back, you little bastard. Come back and smooth. Yeah, what we'd have to do is we'd have to go over this and then like go up one even and then dump the water. But then you would get steaming hot mist that would kill the dwarves. I would need ways to get water and then fucking just flood it in and just watch it all flash fry. No. We're gonna use our graphical glitch method where we see if the wall naturally curves behind it. If the wall does not naturally curve behind it, then we're good. I'm guessing this one didn't curve back because of a three-way. I didn't know if it could curve left or right, so it didn't. Where's the man smoothing this? Holy balls. Show up. Thank you. Just that one. Oh, that reminds me. I should probably start turning on the request system, shouldn't I? How do I do that? It's been a minute. Bear with me. Stop it. No, I don't want to look at it. I'm trying. Oh my God. Channel? No, creator dashboard. Stream manager. Come on. Work with me. Community? Where's the part where channel points? Let's click through 90 billion things to get this to work right. Manage rewards. Review request options. Someone and an NPC have gotten married. Huzzah. And now someone's gone stark raving mad. Well, I feel like there's nothing I could have done about that. Ooh. There we go. Oh, and everyone ready for tomorrow? I believe it's tomorrow. It's either tomorrow or it's next week, but Rick and Morty's coming back. Second half of their season is due to resume one of these Sundays at 11:30 at night. It's definitely not super bad late. Everyone's getting married. How are people getting married but other people are going crazy? Why did anyone want to marry the crazy man? All right, so that one was good. Found use for a dwarf portrait utility lets me know what the created creatures look like for adventure mode. Well, that's useful. You can see just how big the biceps are. That's the program where it does the circles, right? The portrait utility where it will show the creature using like really weird circles and ovals. All right, so there are things behind there. Come on. On the bright side, if we get all the way to the back of this and it's not hollow, we can easily grab everything up here. I love you. Well, thank you, Mangstein. Why do you love me? It's positive. What? Love. I love you. It's positive. Between the boys. What? No. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you saying you love the channel or the stream? I don't think I know you. Do I know you? Make a room that's basically an adamantine throne room and has birds on the walls. Why? Why do you love birds so much? Why must everything be birds with you? No, but it's all right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, guys. Oh, okay, it curled in finally. I was about to be like, that wall's not curling in. Following our logic thus far, that should be safe. Unlike the junkies in the streets that talk to you. Well, that's a good image to have of yourself. I'm one of those junkies, you know, you walk by and are just saying weird things.
The time for autumn has come.
The time for autumn has come. Let's do this. I've had a few weeks off due to school. One of the creatures that can be in adventure mode is called Allah's Eye, which is an eyeless humanoid with 3 long curling tails with black warty skin. Ugh. Because birds are nice, they don't care about anything that's going on. Also, just be safe. Might as well build a wall. Might as well build a wall. Wait, we might as well build a wall. Did you put in a request for a wall or a room? I'm confused. AKA a room that's basically an adamantine throne that has birds on the walls. Oh, I don't think I can make an entire room out of adamantine because I would have to replace the floor to do so. I don't have that much adamantine. Even if I turned it into bricks, I wouldn't have that much adamantine. I could try. Magma walls. Anything else I could safely mine? I don't think so.
Autumn is at hand.
Well, 1, thank you, audio lady. 2, no doy warm stone is located. You're mining adamantine out of a freaking magma pocket. You goober. So now here's how I'm thinking I'm gonna swing this. I'm gonna try to big brain moment this and say that that can't be by a hollow area. This is my big brain moment that I'm trying for here. Which means I can smooth this and see where it goes. This is my big brain going down an adamantine spire while digging moment. I don't think many people would do. I don't think many people are that insane to go down an adamantine spire, but I'm gonna do it. Well, while birds don't have arms, they still don't care. Let's see what else I can play. The bird doesn't care for you caring about arms, for the bird knows something that you'll never know. All right, I believe that means that this one just isn't going left or right because there was one over here. Since it's being pulled in two different directions, it can't curl one way or the other. I should take highlights, like not even like 30-second clips, but I should take highlights out of these videos. I haven't had the timer going. We're at 49 minutes. I'll have to try to be paying attention in 10 minutes for the YouTube break. But I should actually take out clip highlights and use them as secondary educational videos to be like, this is me using this in practice so you can see what I'm talking about. Sometimes I have people who make comments on the videos. And it's not even so much that they disagree with me, because I'm fine with people disagreeing with me. But the thing that they're disagreeing with is, oh, I'm still on that camera, isn't it? The thing that they're disagreeing with isn't a thing I said. And those ones irk me a little bit. It's like, no, that's not how this works. This works that way. I'm like, you're right, it does work that way. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Because I don't see adamantine down there, I'm not going to dig down again. Because for all I know, there is adamantine, but I could dig straight into maybe a hollow bit of it. And I don't want to do that. I'd really, really, really like to not die. So this is, oh God, the poults have hatched. How many poults do we got? Where are those poults? I have a poults hatch, but I still see eggs. Hold on. How many poults do I have? Where are turkeys? I now have over 30 babies. I think we have enough. I am going to start unlocking these doors so that we can grab the eggs and the babies. Because we now have plenty of babies. We are not in a need for more babies. What I will do though is we said only 3 males. I'm gonna up that to 4 and up female adults to 12. And then remove butcher orders. And then let it refigure out what needs to be butchered. No creature. No creature exists. Gordon, I'm tired. Did you guys see, that reminds me, have you guys seen that? That is something that has been carrying me through school as of the past couple of weeks. Looks, we outside the door for the birds. We can poking 10. Meant by build a wall. If you build a wall, just be so demons don't escape. Something goes wrong, I disagree. Or at least it takes longer for them to escape. It's a really good idea at this time to have a bunch of tutorial content before the huge influx of Steam players in the subjective future. True. Some of those babies are future Polt Nuggets, Barusan soldiers, a hairy human, short horn, black haired, as long as Shaggy. Seen what? Okay, so someone did a video. They did a stream, and then they recorded the stream and they uploaded it to YouTube. But it's called Half-Life VR, but the AI is self-aware. I think that's what the full title is. I watched the whole thing multiple times. So what it is because of the VR and Half-Life, someone is doing Half-Life 1 VR. But because of the way the engine works, they have like NPCs in it, like actual NPCs, but also they have people who are just wearing the skins of NPCs. So some of the NPCs are like actual people. So like the idea is that you're going through it, but a bunch of the NPCs are aware or are like alive, and they are bonkers. Some of them are bonkers. One of the best ones though is there's a person called Dr. Coomer playing as Dr. Coomer, and this person has nailed the speech pattern of Dr. Coomer so well that for the first couple of videos, people like legit are arguing whether or not they found the original voice actor. Like he'll be halfway through talking, he'll be like, "Hello, Gordon." Like it'll just cut out halfway through. Like, "Hello, Gordon. Oh look, a rope. Gordon, I'm tired." And he just ragdolls immediately. But like it has like the old source engine garblediness, and it breaks out sometimes through conversations, like if something happens. It's fucking funny as hell. Half-Life VR is fun. The rocket was the best part. Dwarfbot not responding. He should. Why is Dwarfbot not You're right. I probably have the script off. I always forget that I have 2 different programs with 3 different sets of scripts. The script should now work for Dwarfbot. Thank you so much. I believe it is now working. Did he get whispered in the other program? Yes, it said it whispered him. Yep. All right, that one was on me. I turned on half the scripts and I forgot about the secondary script in the 3rd program. Huzzah! Huzzah indeed. But no, if you haven't watched it, I suggest giving it a watch. It's actually pretty damn good.
It's been strangely quiet. No migrants.
Why is there just a dead body sitting here? Why is there a rooster skeleton? What is going on here? Craft door shop. Bone bolts. Totems on repeat. Let's see what we can get out of that. See if that can clear up some of the refuse pile. Also, the assassins were great. It is bonkers. But as a side thing, as some of the people point out, each of the self-aware AI are essentially self-aware in a different way. So you have someone who is crazy like Monica. I think her name was Monica, Doki Doki Literature Club. Some of them are aware in ways represented in the movies. Like they're all a different type of aware AI, which makes it even better. I felt everything, Gordon. Gordon, look out, a rope! Wikipedia? You mean Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia that anyone can edit? It's stupid, it's asinine, it's amazing, you should watch it. What anime? No. That also secondarily, talking about why does the smooth command show a line in the lava? Because that's where the floor is that's been covered from below. That's good to know, I guess. If you couldn't for some reason see what's down there, the smooth command will show you what's below the lava. So this season's anime, right? We discussed this. There's like a good one, and then there's a dumb one that is watchable. What was it called? Which one is it? I just remembered it. Something princess. What was it called? It's about cooking, but not really. But it is. It's awful. It's an awful, awful show that everyone should watch. Where are you? What are you called? Princess Connect Redive. That's what it's called. That show is so stupid. So effing stupid that it's amazing. That show is a testament to what you can get away with if coronavirus means that you have no competition. That is what that show's a testament to. Somehow, ostensibly, it's a cooking show. It's one of those animes where it's about cooking. Except for they've had 4 episodes. I think only one's been really about cooking, even though they claim it's about cooking. And they keep doing weird nonsense. The first episode, someone got found dead. Where did they get found dead? The first episode has someone eating another creature alive, and you hear it screaming, which is just brutal. The elf, every time the main character is asleep, he wakes up to the elf singing about cooking babies. The last episode, episode 4, with no context. Like, I'm not leaving out context. It's just a thing that happens randomly. Nothing in the story leads up to this. There's no way to see anything coming. There's just a gigantic humanoid alpaca that really hates being called a donkey. So she holds things magically with gravity hooves because they don't animate her holding the sword. There's just a sword by her hoof. And she swings the sword at people. And then she celebrates eating it by celebrates beating people by eating something called a metamor apple, which turns her into a little girl. But she pulls her head off. Like, it turns her body into a little girl's body, but she has to yank her own head off. And then the very next scene, the show, I think, forgets she did that because she's just an alpaca again. Like, the show is just done by someone who's on drugs and can't be bothered to remember what the hell the show was going on in the show. It is stupid as shit. It's amazing. Why is it that dwarves in this base always dehydrate? Did someone dehydrate? You're right. Why was he dehydrated? We have booze. I don't know. I'm just gonna say he was dumb. I don't know. Because Dominic, when animators find the stash of LSD. But no, so they get a guild hall because that's just the way they do it in the show. It's like you go to the guild authority, you're like, we wish to start a guild. And they go, okay, fill out this random paperwork and we will assign you a guild house, which 1 is goofy, but 2 is amazing. I actually kind of want to do that in a D&D campaign. It would make things a lot easier to try to reduce people being murder hobos if you actually just assign them a house from the beginning. Like, this is your base of operations. If they're forced to be in the same area multiple times, they're less likely to be murder hobos. But anyways, so they get a house, and of course it's shitty. And then this one princess is like, oh, golly gee. Of course, she says it completely differently. She's like screaming and shit. You know, the building is horrible and wrong and horrible. And you're like, oh, is it because it's dirty? She says, no, because it doesn't. Mr. Mantium's withdrawn from society. She goes, no, it's because it doesn't have a table for us to eat at. And we're a gourmet guild, so we need a table. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Sure, let's go buy a table. No, then it won't be a good table. So all of a sudden the chick pulls an axe out of nowhere and just starts chopping down a tree. And then the next thing you know, she's got it on the horses with a planing tool, and she's playing, like, they just pull shit out of nowhere. Like, the entirety of the show is nothing but hammer space. They just have shit that they do not set up from nowhere. And that's the show. That is basically the show, is it will do something with nothing to really set it up, and that's just that's a fact now. That's just a fact of life in their universe, and so it was.
I claim this workshop.
Go ahead, claim the craft dwarf. I don't care. You keep interrupting me mining out adamantine. But no, it's stupid and it's amazing, and it's amazing and it's stupid, so I love it. Gleipnir, I might have to watch. I've seen clips from it, and the scenes from Gleipnir taken out of context are also so bad as to be entertaining. A scene I saw from Gleipnir, I don't know what episode this is, I don't know what it's from. Make of that what you will. there's a chick inside. So there's a boy. The boy is a were mascot. And if someone who's seen the show or read the manga, don't correct me. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying the whole purpose of what I'm about to say is the fact that this is the information out of context. Don't correct me and put it in the context. This is what everyone needs to know out of context. There's a boy who is a were Chuck E. Cheese mascot. He turns into a mascot and people can wear him. But inside of him is flesh. And then there's this chick who gets into her bra and panties and she wears him like a suit. And then there was another chick and she rips his head off because she wants to be the one inside the were mascot suit. So she rips his head off and he's dead. But he's not dead because he's a Chuck E. Cheese mascot. So the mostly naked chick takes her Chuck E. Cheese mascot, her headless Chuck E. Cheese mascot boyfriend, to this dude in a back alley who goes, BT dubs, I'm an alien, and if you give me a gold coin, I'll put it in this vending machine, and this will give you magic Coke. Or magic Coke or magic coffee. It looks like Suntory Ross coffee. Sure, it's a coffee. It'll give you magic coffee. And if you drink the magic coffee, you'll regenerate. Which you'll need to do because if you turn back into a human now, you'll be dead because your head is separated. So he drinks some magic coffee, and it makes his head connect and regenerate. And then the alien goes, huh, you are a mostly naked chick, and I look like a human boy, so I'm sexually interested in you. Can I cop a feel? She goes, no, you cannot cop a feel. He goes, don't worry, I already ripped one of your hairs out, and then he eats her hair and he turns into her. And then that's where the clip that I saw ended. And if that hasn't sold you on that show, I don't know what will.
An artifact has been completed. It will be engraved for years to come upon our walls.
Making a dwarf bone doctor worships God of War and healing, a perfect adventure God for a doctor. One of them even had a mug of alcohol in his hand. The whole show is probably made by the person who said, hold my beer. Oh yeah, Gleipnir, good times. Sounds right. But like, so that is the clip that I came across on the internet. And I read the description, so I saw the picture and I was like, well, that looks stupid. That doesn't look, it looks maybe interesting. But after seeing this one clip, maybe I need to watch it because yes. But we have made Nothis Vathes, the Grieving Virgin, a yak bone right gauntlet for 32,520 dwarf bucks. This is a yak bone right gauntlet. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of yak bone, water buffalo leather, round olivine cavicons, and cushion pyrolusite cavicons. The object menaces with spikes of dacite. On the item is an image of a forgotten beast in diorite. On the item is an image of a toad in cat's eye. Well, that's good. What was that again? A yak bone right gauntlet. That's the problem though, is it's made out of like lesser quality things. So yeah, that's what I got out of it. There is a chick who is made of smoke who wanted to be inside the were mascot, but another chick was inside the were mascot, so she got like yondir jealous and ripped the dude's head off. So then the chick who was in the were mascot brought the mascot suit to a back alley alien who gives you magic coffee with regeneration. And also, he may or may not like your titties, and he may or may not eat your hair. Like he goes to the hair he ripped off. He may or may not eat your hair so that he can become you because he finds your body that pleasing. And also, you're a were mascot. Because I know when I was ever in school and the teachers were always like, if you could be a superhero, what would you be? And everyone was like, I want to be Superman. I want to be Batman. I want to be Man. I always said, I wish I could be a Chuck E. Cheese mascot. Because, of course, who wouldn't want to be a Chuck E. Cheese mascot? Mascot, I want you inside me. I want you to wear me like one of your French girls. So again, I reiterated, someone needs to lock up that LSD. But like, so here's the thing. You're making up the joke, wanting to wear me like one of your French girls. That's the way it shows it. Like, it's not just like, oh, you can kind of see them and it's fleshy. When she gets in or out of the mascot dude, like it does an x-ray view inside of him, so like shows his body, like his fleshy interior, and it shows like her legs and arms like splooshing into him, and then when she gets out she's covered in slime and shit. Like they literally do it to the, like, you're joking about that's how you take it? That's the way they do it in the show, where it like they're like they're half trying to make it sexual or something like that. And it's just like, the dude's a were-mascot. You can't gloss this over. The man is a were-mascot. There's something that has gone terribly wrong in this man's life that we need to discuss. Why am I being careful? We already know that it's not hollow. Man is one of the best superheroes, but Dr. Coomer Man is better. It's just so stupid, though. This one I do believe requires
an evil one. The forgotten beast Mothra Nurubothon has come. A great one-eyed bee. There's a square shell and it is ravening. Its sandy taupe exoskeleton is leathery. Beware its poisonous sting.
All right, so it's a Cyclops bee, but it has a square shell. And it looks brown. Sandy taupe. Why does this sound familiar? I swear this sounds like a Super Nintendo bee. I'm trying to remember the game, but I swear this sounds like a bee from like a Super Nintendo game, like an 8-bit bee. Like it's only got the one eye that you can ever see at one point. It's like a Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars bee. Also, let me load up the YouTube since the bee being there gets rid of the music. Load up that swearware. Thank you, Simon Swear, for all you've given to the community. And now, real quick, Super Mario RPG. I'm just gonna say B. Nah, that one's not quite what I was thinking of. That one actually shows two eyes and isn't completely square. Maybe I was thinking like a weird mix between a bee and a Koopa Troopa. Kind of half sounds like a Koopa Troopa. Either way, weird and unnecessary. Anti-director, nobody's buying anymore. We need to come up with something more shocking than alien genitalia. And rolls up sleeves. How about the whole body inside of people? Don't worry, I got this. I think it's got invaded by a giant Minecraft bee. Ah, maybe that's. It's been an hour, by the way. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm over. Those of you who are watching the archive after the fact on YouTube, we will catch you guys later.